Again, it's Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Studio Gallery, and I have a 16 by 20 inch canvas that I will be using shortly. I have some leftover colors from yesterday that I want to use for my land, and I hope I can just be belligerent and find some colors I want to put in there, starting with just taking the top off and hoping that I don't need to shake that because I used it yesterday. And I'm kind of hoping that if I put enough color in there that it won't be a problem. And you can see I like my purples. And I got some turquoise. Do I want some of that? I'm going to put some black enamel in there. Well, I thought it was a second ago. That's what tweezers are for, right? Opening bottles when they decide to open. It was working for the last painting a minute ago. Probably needs the threads cleaned out too. By the way, clean your threads out. Hey, I want to thank you guys for all the thumbs up. Thank you very much. Put some more gold in there. Hoping that it's open, and of course it's not. Let's shake that. You know what? I've got a bigger bottle, and that'll work. This is a Deco-Art Americana indoor-outdoor, exterior-interior that I am using because I ran out of my favorite 24 karat Deco-Art Americana. I've got some Deco-Art Americana metallic emerald green. And I'm kind of liking that color combination. I've got a darker green. It's not open, of course. Let's use the, the Mysterious isn't open either. I've got a drop or two of that. Must be time to clean the bottles out. Let's just use it the way it comes. Yep, big threads. Time to go clean the bottles. So this is all for potentially for my land portion. I'm just going to stack up my bottles to clean before I do another video. This is my Deco-Art Americana, again, with a little bit of color shifting orange from Folk Art in it. And what's the last color? I think a little more of my favorite. And what I'm thinking is I've put enough colors in there now so it will revive the colors that were getting kind of gloppy in there before. I'm going to put that aside. I may shovel that on because I don't necessarily need all of it. I've got a little bit more here too. And I could use a Princeton Archel Catalyst spatula available on my Amazon link below the link tree. I just put all of that right in there. That's been covered since last night, just with a little cover like that. Stays fairly fresh. Put that away. And I just keep something that's a good lid on top of it. So I'm going to use some Anita's White Metallic and go back to the drama that is red magenta, quinacridone magenta, and keep putting some white in between because the painting I just did was a ring pour, traveling ring pour style, and it worked out very nicely for me. This is not open, but the one next to it is. Not much left in there. It's definitely time to open the bottles. I'm not sure why I'm doing the orange and the yellow together in my sky right now, but it is what it is and it'll be fine. I'm going to do a little magenta that has the iridescent pearl fine in it from Folk Art, and a little bit of neon, and I have some pretty blue. What is that thing? Is it a bubble? Yeah, it was only a bubble. Cool. And I'm going to use, I made up that blue. That's just blue with some, mixed with some Anita's White Metallic and some also, I keep thinking these are going to be open when I grab them because I want them. Let's hope that's open now. I want that purple in there. I'm not sure. Okay. It's going to be one of those days. So the white will work out as clouds, I hope. And I think I'm going to go right down the middle. I could do it twice. So this is definitely an experiment. And it's time to get on with it. Big with my canvas, there it is. So maybe a puddle of white. Maybe not out of that squeeze bottle. Maybe out of this squeeze bottle. And then just going to put enough in there until I think I have the top covered. This may not work. Could be a bad thing. Let's hope I'm wrong. Let's put some clouds in there. Making a wild sky. You know what I really want? I want some of that blue. I don't know if I can keep it, but I'm willing to try. Pretty sure I've got an edge catcher around here somewhere. Hopefully I'm not losing too much of that over the top, but that's okay. Yep, we're going to have an interesting sky. It's definitely time to grab the edge catcher. Not the smallest one I can find either. There is a pretty side. I like to keep the pretty sides. So if I let that go all the way over there and pull down, and I can rock it, I can push it back, I'm going to float it back up and over, so it goes down again. And then push it right back in again. Start moving it toward the other side. Pick up my edge catcher. See what I can catch on this side. And when the puddle of paint gets there, I'm going to rock it. I'm also going to move it down, slide it down, and push that paint right back in again. Really cool sky. Hope I get away with this. I might actually have used enough paint. Make a few adjustments along the way. Loving these colors. And move that paint so it comes right over here. As far to that far edge as I can. And then tip it down. Bound to get some running off on me. And tip my edge. Rock my edge, I should say. Now really at this point, I see that gap up there. And I'm inclined to just stick my finger in there and drag it across. Because if I tip it again and there's paint there from where my finger is going, the rest of that paint will flow there. What I really need is for this to all be very spread out. Maybe even tipped off. That way it won't flow as much. Alright, that's my first sky. I wanted to do a water down below. I'm just going to let that flow. I think what I want to do is just drag that spatula right along the edge there and see if that will help an even line of paint flow down. Kind of seemed like it was working on the side I didn't do it on. I'm loving how that white stays there. I thought it was maybe a little cooler earlier, but I'm going to give it one more shot at tipping up. And then, oh boy, am I going to do that? I'm going to give myself the opportunity to add one more little cloud. One more stripy little cloud in my weird, weird, weird sky. Because the mass of paint that's fresh will flow, while the rest will stay more the similar. Wow, can't talk. Time to play and experiment. It's not beyond the realm of possibility I may stick my skewer in there in a minute if I'm not totally in love with it. I just want one pattern that's not the same as the rest. I kind of sort of think it's working. I am going to stick my skewer in there. Dull end. I walk my dogs at night and I see all kinds of crazy patterns in the Florida sky clouds. Yeah, some not articulate today, oh well. In the clouds in the sky in Florida. So that's kind of cool. I'm not adverse to that at all. And I think I've gotten almost the lack of flow that I was expecting. So I am going to go ahead and think about what I want to do down here. And that might include finding some paint in a bottle that's open that I'm willing to sacrifice some of. Since I just mixed a bunch of this, that'll have to do. I don't want to use a lot, but I definitely want some. Because I don't think I need much toward the middle because I've got that paint that's wet up there already. I'm inclined to do the same thing I just did with the waggles, only using the shovel to apply them. I tend to want to get a little more paint on the canvas than I actually need. I just stuck my straw in my sky. You know what? I've got all this beautiful paint right there. Before I go any further, I'm just going to use what I've got. Run that right across because I like that little blue dollop. Not that I'll be able to keep it, but maybe. You can never tell. And even if I don't get to keep all of that paint, it will help the paint that I'm adding below it. The paint on my spatula works well too. Okay, so I like that neon pink in the sky. I don't think I'm going to get to keep it. So time to grab a shovel. I think I'm going to give myself a line of white to help paint flow. I'm going to see how I feel about that. I'm really happy I still have plenty of paint left in my cup. And I have an edge catcher that I can use still. Nah, it's not really... I miss my stretcher bar. There's one. Cool. Clean one is handy. I'm going to line that up not with the top half. Find a thumb hold. And tip that up, right up. And then down, and then over, let it cool, let it roll down, rock my edge in a second, squeeze the paint back on, let it fall toward the bottom. It's very, very involved. And I see that I have a lump of something right there. Probably would have just fallen right off. So back to the problem at hand. I'm going to grab whatever I can here, and I'm going to stick it in that gap up there. Things are flowing above, but not too badly. Alright, so I'm going to grab this paint, put it right there. Find a place where I can actually scrape that off. Let's just blow that into position. Without paint on my lips, please. I got a lump, but if that's the only lump left over from leftover paint, I'm good. I am going to tip that over. Anything that I have that's really anomalous and weird, like that little white mark there, will be fine. I like when keyholes happen, like that little bit of sky showing through. And now I'm going to move on to the next section. And I'm going to put it between this one and the last one. Come on, got stuck to the bottom. Wow, that means I've got 2 minutes to tell you guys I do sell my artwork, and my email address is below the link tree. If you're looking for it, you'll find it. I am going to have a mess, but I'm enjoying myself, and thank you guys for joining me, by the way, and thank you for the wonderful comments you leave me all the time. Appreciate that too. So whatever goes over there can also come back here. I think I made a good choice on that purple on the bottom, but I still want to tip down. And I see something floating in there that looks like a lump. Whether I can catch it again on the way back. There it is. And there's another one. I might be able to finish this in 2 minutes. What I was really going to do today was slightly different, which is a wild sky and some silhouetted trees, and that's coming. So like I said, anything that I take off of this, I can put right back on again. And I think it's just time to give you guys the satisfaction of me doing what I said I was going to do. Let me show that to you real quick. And maybe I'll do this section upside down. With a big gelatinous lump in it. Well, we're going to get what we get. Gelatinous lump or not. And if I don't think I have enough paint there, I will add some right now. And some green gold being my favorite. And I will use my edge catcher to the best of my ability. I only have 1 minute left. So you guys have seen a bunch of videos, and if you haven't, check out my my YouTube channel, because, oh, that's not right. Can't be in too much of a hurry. Alright, so that'll be gone in a second anyway. Let me just take what I've got. Bracelets in the way or not. Tip that rocket, send it back again. Hope that I get done before the timer goes off. And know that I can fill in any of those white spots. And that big lump will come off. And this is Priscilla Batzell in Spring Hill, Florida at Expressionist Art Studio Gallery, telling you thanks for sharing my videos. You're going to be gone in a second. I love you. I'm almost 89,000 people subscribed, and I'm just going to give it a little bit of spatula work to get rid of that white. And it might be a little different when you see it again, or it might be very similar. Probably a little different.